know
But
what?
just,
I think this will work quite well when we go away. I feel like
I know.
I feel like we got this.
We got this, queen. This is what I'm talking about.
This is
Okay, should we say welcome back, everybody?
Hi.
Welcome
I
to a
feel like I'm
very,
sinking.
a very, like, very cozy episode, but it's virtually from me and Rebecca's bed.
Yeah, we're both in bed. You're in bed with us right now.
Yeah, you're literally, oh, lucky. A lot of people wish that they could have that.
Do you know
All I'm
what?
saying.
I want you on my team, so what does everybody else? Nelly Furtado
Fact.
said it first.
Do you know when I seen your story today, I was like so happy that like you've woke up feeling like this after the days you've just had. Like
The
it's
week I had.
the week you've had. Like it had to be the eclipse season or something to do with the planets because that emotion.
I don't think I've even felt that emotion after after breakups. Like
Yeah,
no.
I
I
don't
think
think
after my most recent breakup, like 2 years ago, I feel like I like cried a little bit and it was, because I feel like
Mhm.
as you get older, breakups are more, you can see why it's not working and you can just kind of,
Literally.
but like I haven't felt that level of emotion that I felt in the last week. I don't think I've ever. And it wasn't like, do you know the way sometimes you cry and it's like really intense crying and you get the headache? It
Mm.
wasn't like that. It was just like
It just
my
they just
tear
kept
ducts.
coming. I was like, how are you still crying? Like, where are you getting this water from? Are you even hydrated enough?
I
Like,
definitely wasn't.
I in our whole time being friends now, I've never seen you cry like that. I was like, and like
I
what
don't
people
think
were
most
seeing
people have.
online wasn't even like a patch of what you were feeling in the background.
My close friend story, and even my close friend story at that, they didn't get, like, I would just be doing something or talking, and next thing my eyes would just start streaming. And I was
Literally.
like, what is this emotional release? Like, but I did realize, in the words of Kylie Jenner, I did realize a lot of things. Do you know what I mean?
You did, and you know what? It was really, really hard watching you be that upset. I was like, it was so sad because I've never seen you that upset. It's like, you know, when you watch like a baby cry and that makes you sad. That's how I felt watching you cry. I was like, and then one day I got really like, I'm actually getting teary thinking about you crying now. I was like,
It's-
I really can't like cope with how upset she was. Like, you'd swear I was going through like my tears, my eyes actually watering up. And then but there was one day where I just was crying at everything. Like there was quotes on Instagram stories, and I was like, I cannot stop crying, Rebecca. And you were like, same. I was like, well, I know you can't.
I put up a poll. A lot of people were teary.
Yeah, I saw one of the girls' close friends was like, what is it with this week? Like, I just can't stop crying. She was like, I was just like, girl, you're not the only one. It's literally every single one of us, I think.
Do you know what? And I think I was talking to someone earlier as well, and it's actually one of my notes for today's podcast anyway,
Mm-hmm.
so it kind of ties in nicely. But there's this
That was on my
thing. I
notes.
saw a TikTok about it. I didn't send it to you, I don't think, shockingly. Um
Shock. You've gotten better. I have to give it
I
to you. I
haven't
came
been
out about that
on TikTok.
thing.
I've been too busy crying to be at
Oh,
least
but
you can
it's
laugh.
true though.
I couldn't scroll TikTok through the tears, do you know what I mean?
Oh my God. And then I can imagine if you did go on like the one time and you were sad, it was like all these tarot things like being
If
like,
the fucking tarot girlies are back with a vengeance.
oh my God. They always, I feel like they always know. I feel like they can read your messages or something. Like there's no way that they just come out of nowhere and they're like, oh, da 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 da. It's like you knew.
I do feel like
Knew.
your TikTok for you page is like your future self. Like you're being shown, obviously some videos, like I'm not being
Yeah.
shown Andrew Tate for any reasons, but like
Yeah, I was gonna say,
you
Rebecca,
know,
we're
no, but
gonna
like
have
I
to have
think
a
a lot of
chat.
the videos that you're shown are like, I don't know.
Mm.
But what I was saying about TikTok was there's this thing called the pandemic skip.
I
So I don't,
saw
have you
this. Yeah, you
seen?
talk to me about it because I agree. I agree. Go on.
Yeah. So the pandemic skip is obviously like all of us during the pandemic
Hmm.
skipped 2-ish years, 2 to 3 like formative years of our lives.
Yeah.
Even if, like, technically, when I look back in the pandemic, like, it's not like I was having a bad time. Like, I fucking moved to Brazil. Like, do you know what I mean? But
Mm.
there's still 2 years where, like, things were unsure,
Mm.
like not normal. No one kind of knew what was going on.
What's going on here?
So for our age group, we really missed because are you a year or 2 years younger than me? I always forget too.
My math's gonna droop, guys. Just please, please ignore it. I'll fill you in on the story afterwards. How many years did I miss? We all
What?
missed
No,
the
what?
same. You.
No, how many years younger than me?
My
What
mouth
age are you,
drooping
girl?
distracted me. Oh, so when we went in, I was about to turn 23. Oh, sorry. Because we went into lockdown like right before my birthday. So I was 22, about to be 23. So when we came fully out of the pandemic, I was like 25, really. And we weren't even fully out then. I would say when I had moved to Manchester was when Ireland finally officially came out of it. And like a month later, I was like 26. So we're talking like 2.5, 3 years I missed of my
So
thing.
you're 1996, are you?
Yeah, 1996. So we
Oh
went
yeah.
into lockdown right shortly after St. Patrick's Day, and my birthday is the 26th of March. So it was just,
Yes, 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 yes.
I
And
just
I
missed
think
it.
I just turned 26.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Or
So
I was
you
about to
are
turn
at that age
26.
of the pandemic skip,
Yeah,
aren't you?
I'm the
You are the
pandemic skip
age. Yeah,
age.
you are. You are.
Like
Fuck.
I know there's a pandemic skip for everyone. So basically the pandemic skip is a lot of women now are missed their like mid 20s.
Mm, it's
So
so true though. Like,
they skipped from early 20s to late 20s. And I think you're like everyone skipped a certain, you either
mm.
skipped your early, mid, or late something,
Yeah, to
realistically.
mid, fuck's sake. But it's
So
not as bad as what you skipped, yeah.
like I skipped 26, 27, and kind of
Mm,
came out at 28. And obviously there's such a big
yeah.
difference between turning 25, 26
Massively,
than
yeah.
like 28, 29. And I think even for women as a whole anyway, there's that weird pressure coming up to your 30s.
Mm,
But I think even more so now, all women who are like 28, 29, 30
mm.
are like, what the fuck? Like, when did this happen?
Yeah,
That kind of way.
when I saw that, I was like, it's so crazy because like it is that pressure when you come out. It's like, oh, are you going to get a relationship and like settle down and all this stuff? And it's just like, I'm literally a child bride. Like, please don't even consider that. But yeah, I thought that was crazy when I saw that today. So you're in that age group now.
I am the pandemic skip age. Like I'm 29. I just turned 29 in April.
I can't believe you're going to be 30 next year. We're going to have to plan out strategically your 30th birthday.
Oh, like I've always envisioned my 30th birthday. I know exactly what it's going to be. I've always known.
Is it going to
I
be in a
just
different country?
I want to take, right? This is what I want to do.
Mm-hmm.
The closest people in my life
Mm-hmm.
at that time, I don't care if you were close to me 5 years ago, you're not coming.
Yeah.
Like at,
I'm so big on that stuff as well. I'm like, look, we haven't been close
in
in a
the
year or
like
two. You're
in the
not
last, yeah,
coming.
no, like the closest people in my life at the time, whoever it is, I want to do like a brand trip, but
Oh
my
my God, I'd
birthday.
love that. That would be
But
so good.
yeah, so I want to do like, but also I'm like, okay, I'm paying for this, like, you know.
Yeah, but
So
people
I
can chip in for themselves, can't they?
know, but I've always no, but I've always wanted to do it like that level.
Oh, oh my God,
So the
wow.
pandemic skip really didn't help me in working towards that goal, Jonah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I completely get that. You could always do it in Rome.
Mm,
You could.
mm.
Rome's a cute little city, isn't it? Like to go like for things to about me and
I
Rebecca are
don't know.
trying
I've actually never been.
well, me and Rebecca are trying to like tease out the fact that maybe next summer we might have an Italian summer. What was it? What movie was I watching? And there was some Italian in it, and I was just like, I would let an Italian man catcall me for some reason. They just make it okay. Like,
Do you know what I think it is with catcalling? It's if the men are attractive, it seems okay,
I know I hate
and
that
it's
about
so bad.
myself. Because like if anyone catcalled me, I'd be like, who the fuck do you think you're talking to? But like if it was like a hot Italian man, like I wouldn't be opposed to it. Like I would actually be very pro it, you know what I mean?
That's how I felt when I was in Brazil. Exact same. I was like, you are stunning, beautiful, gorgeous, amazing. Like, call me what you want.
Yeah, literally. Oh god, it'd be so nice. But I don't know would I be able to handle the heat is the only thing. I would need somewhere with aircon.
Yeah, that's okay. That can be arranged.
That's doable. Because did
That's
you see
doable.
this summer they got like 52 degrees?
Yeah, no, a lot of
Which
your
neither of us are surviving in that heat, let's just be honest.
I
Literally.
love the heat. I think it's just once where I live has aircon, I'm all good.
Same. I actually kind of said it to my dad, like I would love if aircon could be put into my room here at home, and because it was like there's this thing basically, right? So in my room, I have a bathroom with like a really really tall Velux, but that window has never been able to open because it's so far up into the roof, and like I have these like little electrical lights on the side of my thing where my lights are for the bathroom, right? But it's never worked. Like it's been so pointless. And my mom was like, "'Cause my bathroom's after getting really run down, we have to redo the bathroom because obviously no air is getting in there. Like there's no fan in there, nothing. It's literally like I have to open the door to get the air out."
Yeah.
So there we like my mom was like, "Oh, we really need to sort that out. We need to get that window open." And I was like, "You know what? If you're willing to compromise here, I actually will put up with that bathroom. We just have to like do it up again, like get a new bath panel and stuff." And I was like, "But if you were willing to get me aircon for my room, like, I'm open to, like, compromising, like, do you know what I mean? So,
Aircon, I'd say aircon in Ireland be so expensive though.
I think my dad knows someone who does it, though.
Okay.
So I think and it wouldn't be the rest of the house, it would just be my room.
Yeah, because my room's on the third floor.
Yours is, like, the top, so you and heat rises, so, like, you get all the heats in the whole house up into your room.
Literally, which is stunning, beautiful, gorgeous every time of year, except when it's hot, like that 2 week span when it's hot. And like a
Is
few
it
before I
cold
went to
there when it's
Dublin last
cold?
week. No, it's okay now, but it does get cold though. Like
I was
in
gonna
the
say
winter,
during the
it
winter when
would.
it's freezing cold,
Yeah,
like, is it like
like we have central heating, so like I can turn on the heating, but like
you're so
you're not
handy.
supposed to do that all the time because energy and bills and whatever.
Do you know, I'm actually like schizo, like how much I love the cold. Like my radiator's been permanently turned off in my room, and like before I go to bed every night, like I open the window to let loads of cold air in, so I'm really cold when I go to bed. And I do this like in the winter time as well. Like
Thank
I
God I
live.
got you that Amazon blanket,
Oh my
honestly.
God, it's so cozy, Rebecca. I swear to God, I've been living in that all weekend, like literally all weekend. Mine's literally up over there because I was like, if I get into it now, I'm gonna get too cozy and I'm gonna fall asleep mid podcast. Like it is the best gift I've ever received. It's
It
so
is.
good.
I'm not a big Amazon girly because I've like I love Amazon, I love the convenience, but I just don't like the supporting of it all. But then I
Yeah,
think,
I know.
you could do that for so many companies. Like we live in a very much so
Consumer
capitalist
society, yeah.
society. So it's hard.
Same.
But this Amazon blanket, I
So
have two.
cozy.
I'm my black one's in the wash. Now I'm very intrigued to see how it feels after I wash it because I haven't washed
Oh
the
my
white
God,
one.
yes, because I actually think mine's probably due a wash now as well. Like I use it all the time. It's so cozy because like you don't have to waste getting into your own bed covers. You can just use the
Yeah,
blanket on top. It's so good.
it's
Love
so good.
it.
It's so cozy and it gives you the best sleep. Oh, like it's like when I was away for the last week, I genuinely missed it.
Yeah, I know. It's literally so
I was
cozy.
going to bring it with me. Like that's how, but it's
Up
too
to
big.
Dub. I know it actually is too hard to be lugging all the way up to Dublin. I've been in all weekend because my face has been at me like so badly, guys, and that's why we're doing this via Zoom. Like, basically, do you know my whole winky eye thing that I've got going on? It's actually called breakfast spasm, right? And this month for some reason, like the last few months, it just like the injections I get haven't really been working. Um, and I really don't know why they're so particularly bad, but like Rebecca has seen like my eyes rolling back in my head, and it's a bit like anything kind of triggers it at the moment. Like movement, and my mom won't let me drive my car at the moment, which is like when you live in the country and you need your car to get everywhere, like it's really, really hard. Um and yeah, so today has been the first day where it's kind of stopped. My mouth's still doing the bit of the drooping, but the eyes have been fine. And we just move and we hope for the best. And hopefully, a few scans now, I'll be able to figure out what's going on with this old winky eye.
It's been a lot.
Been a lot. We've had a tragic weekend, to be fair. I wonder what that was about, like, to be honest, between both of us,
Do you know
like.
what? I'm still waiting for that reading from the astrologer, and I feel like
Yeah.
that'll clear up.
I
a
really want us
significant-
both to go to a psychic as a podcast.
Ooh, like as
I
a
would love that.
podcast.
Mhm.
Yeah, we'd have to find someone who's down though. That's the
To
thing.
doing it, yeah, and imagine it came out so bad, I'd be like, "We're not releasing this. We are not releasing this."
But I
Um,
kind of felt like a bit of a psychic this week. I did
yeah.
a spirit guide meditation.
Yes, you did the past life regression thing.
I didn't do the past life regression one though, but I was live on TikTok earlier and a girl came into my live and I was talking about, I don't know, we were talking about astrology, past lives, you know me, I hop from subject
Yeah.
to subject. And she sent me a past life meditation that she did on
Oh my God,
YouTube.
I wonder is it the same one that I did? Because I swear to God, if it is, like, I saw everything, like.
I don't know, but I'm going to do it later tonight.
Yeah,
So I'm
do. Oh
actually
my
really
God,
excited for that.
I'm so excited to hear what you it comes
Yes.
out.
But I did a spirit guide one. So you meet your spirit guides.
Mine
So
never wanna meet me whenever I do it, whatever, it's so annoying, but they're
you're
probably
like,
like,
my
"I'm sick of
spirit
you, bitch."
guides don't want me.
But tell me about yours, because mine are never gonna come through.
I, so I did it, right? Do you remember I told you I did the energy healing with that American girly? So when you do it, you know the way you close your eyes and they go really fast, like back and forth, like
Mhm.
side to side. I know
Kinda like
that
my
might be
pain.
slightly triggered.
Triggered.
But they like when I've had the energy healing, the only time it's ever happened is when I do it with her. And
Mm.
like your eyes are closed and they're going back and forth like really fast side to
Yeah, it's
side.
like REM or something, yeah.
Yeah. So that's the only time it's ever happened. But I did the spirit guide meditation during the week
Mhm.
and my spirit guides came to me and my eyes were doing that thing and they gave me so much clarity on
Could you
like
imagine?
everything that I was going through in the last week.
Could you imagine you could, like, you get your spirit guides come in and it's just like I, like, walk in and I'm like, "You need to call that person a cunt." Could you imagine
Why
having
do I
somebody
think
else?
your spirit guides are so aggressive though?
Literally, I feel like they'd be like, "Bitch, we're sick of you." I'll be like, "I'm sick of myself."
Or else your spirit guides are like scared of you. Like
Oh
like
my
that's why they won't
God.
come out because they're like, this girl is aggressive.
Maybe I am a spirit guide, so I don't have any maybe maybe that's what's going on here, like, I don't get it.
You're just like, I
Maybe.
guide myself. I don't need
I don't
anyone.
need any god, I'm gonna do whatever the fuck I want anyway. I actually have so much I wanna talk to you about in this episode, I wrote down notes.
That's good because I have two notes and one of them was the pandemic skip.
When
So
I say, like, a few notes now,
do
I've
because
got
I only
3,
have
but
one.
2 of them are gonna be long. Okay, so we'll start with the first one because we know that we talk about this woman a lot on the podcast. Maya Jama is the face of Dolce& and Gabbana. Mhm, and did you see she was sitting front row at the fashion
With
show?
Kylie.
Kylie Jenner, and I think it's Halle Bailey and that wasteman DDG. Um, but but I was just, like, looking at her and I was like, "I'm so proud of you. You have come so far and you deserve all your flowers." Like, she's literally A1. Love her.
She is stunning, beautiful, gorgeous,
Yeah.
amazing, but also like just has that star that now she is a Leo, so like it does make sense, but she just has that
Star
star
quality.
quality. Like
Mhm.
she
She
really
does.
does.
I agree,
I
I
love that
agree.
for her. I love seeing the girls win. Do you know what I mean?
We love seeing the girls win, like, oh, she's just she like, if she has no fans, I'm dead, like, literally, like, she is the queen bee. And also, I don't know if you've seen this going around on TikTok recently, but I try not to judge people online when I see this kind of thing, right?
Okay.
I try and try being the underlined word here because, some people make it really, really easy to judge them, and that's all I'm gonna say. So basically, there was a remake of Snow White. Have you seen this?
No, I haven't
And
seen a thing.
okay, so there's a remake, kind of similar to the way that they did Little Mermaid, kind of similar to the way they've done a few of them.
Hmm.
So basically, they were remaking Snow White. Now, there was a load of controversy around this initially because, you know, something to do with like the dwarfs, they actually have them as like grown sized people. And they were like, they're 7 people. Like they kind of renamed it because, it's like, it's kind of wrong to say that, or whatever PC thing they said, we can't do it. There was a bit of strikes around that. So they've gotten full size. Oh, sorry, this is a horrible way to say it. They ba-
Size.
they basically don't have any dwarfs in this film, and I'm not like, guys, I'm using the wrong terminology here. I really am trying to defend anyone. Like, I'm trying my best here, but I'm very bad at trying to be
Oh,
politically
size people
correct.
is crazy though.
Okay, well, not full size people, but just an average adult
No, I
height.
just love that term. I think that's great.
I'm
Like,
like terrible when it's trying to be PC, guys. I'm trying my best. Yeah, so but I think it was something to do with they had asked like a few of the biggest actors, like one guy from Game of Thrones and stuff was in it, and then he was kind of like, "Oh, this is so insulting. Like, how have we not come far enough?" Like, because a lot of the player act or like characters that he would play in other movies and series like weren't dwarfs or like, weren't that wasn't the cast, that wasn't the role's purpose. He was like just
I
hired
get you.
because he
I
was a
get
great
you.
actor, you know what I mean?
Whereas he was being hired solely for the purpose
Of being
because,
like, yeah.
yeah,
So then anyway, they have this, I don't even know how to like, you know, comment on what kind of a person this is. But like if there was like a picture of like what white privilege and like probably daddy's money looks like, it's the woman that they casted as the main actress. And like that is me being very polite for the way that she's acted. Like, so this writer strike that's going on over in America at the moment.
yeah,
I don't even know what it's
the
Africa,
SAG.
the SAG, yeah. What's it called? Yeah, so that's going on at the moment, and basically it's because writers aren't getting enough money, and there's a massive pay disparity among writers, actors, everything. And
Hmm.
with all of these streaming services like Netflix, HBO Max, and everything, it's just so long-winded. But basically, the bigger actors and actresses like Zendaya and Tom Holland and everyone has been out on the picket line, because they're like, "Oh, look,
Yeah,
this is wrong. We want more for, our colleagues," because in fairness, they could all be working on the one movie, and one person might be paid millions and millions, and the other person might only be paid 1,000 or something. And it's just like,
yeah.
just recognizing their hard work.
Hmm.
So this one comes out and like says in the front, like she's like going to all these picket lines and striking and then saying, if I have to wear a dress for 18 hours a day, I want to get paid for every hour of that day that I'm wearing the dress. And she was reportedly like paid millions for this role, or she was going to be paid millions for the
The Snow
role.
White girl.
Hmm.
Okay.
And a lot of the times when it came to like the Disney kind of press around this movie and, kind of other things that she's been in, she kind of slid under the radar from how kind of privileged she was just because of the fact that there was other people there. But when she was caught on the hop kind of at these picket lines, basically like her true self came out, and she wasn't doing it for anyone else but herself and all this. And she was doing all these interviews about the movie being like, I actually hated the original Snow White. We don't need a man to come and save us and all of this stuff, which like I get, but it's also like, let's not try take away from the original Disney plotline, because like in this day and age, like I'm not being bad, I want a man to come and save me. Like, is that too bad to say? Like,
Do
give us
you? Do
give us
you?
no, but like I want to watch a movie where the guy comes along and he saves the girl and then they live happily ever after. It's fucking hard to see movies like that these days, you know what I mean? But anyway, so Disney are after axing her, allegedly. She's
Oh,
gone because all of the press
the
that
Snow White's gone.
she's gone because all of the press that she's been doing around this movie has been so negative. They just had to like
Good.
firewall her, and she's like blocked from anything else she was doing with Disney.
Wow.
I know, I know. I thought that was really fucking interesting when it happened. I was
You
like,
have to
oh,
be
all right.
very careful what you say. Like,
I know, yeah. So a lot of things I said there, guys, just know that was a slip of a tongue. I didn't
oh
mean
no,
what I said.
I don't mean you. I mean like it's
No, I know, but mine wasn't intentional. So I just need to clarify that to the camera.
yeah.
Yeah, but I just think that like she seems to be a May Feiner. Do you know what I mean? She just likes,
And what has she acted in anything
yeah, other
else?
big things. Let me look her up now here on this thing, on this
Yeah,
little Google thing.
who's this girly?
Rachel. I take down her name and everything today. I was like, she's actually so forgettable. That's so horrible. Um, such a pretty girl as well. Such a shame. So She was supposed to be in Disney Snow White in 2024, that's gone. She was in West Side Story, The Hunger Games, Shazam! Fury of the Gods, Spellbound, Y2K, and Paddington in Peru.
Interesting.
Mm.
So so now had they started filming? Oh no, should they're not filming anything at the
Well,
moment
it
because
was
of the
on
strike, aren't they?
strike. Yeah, she was supposed to be in it, but not anymore. Not anymore.
Not anymore.
Sometimes
She
you're
ruined
better
that one
off.
for herself.
Sometimes, actually, I hate to bring it back to Jeff Bezos because I know what you're saying there about Amazon a while ago, but when I was doing my master's, we had this like talk of somebody who was like doing project management in Amazon, and she said
Okay.
basically he is like willing to like cut projects, like kill projects off quicker than waste money on them when like it's showing that it won't succeed halfway down the line. So I thought that that was actually a very bold move from Disney.
I think most people though who are like highly successful and like I was actually having this conversation with someone recently, just
Mm,
because someone is great, like if you say someone is great, it doesn't
mm,
mean they're a good person, it doesn't mean they're ethical, it
yeah.
means like their mind is great, like they're great at what they do. And
Mm-hmm.
there's a lot of people in this world who are great, but
Mm,
they're not good people. But they have
yeah.
great minds, they have great vision. And I
Yeah.
think when you're someone like Jeff Bezos or Elon Musk or anyone who is like a very high stature,
Mm,
man or woman,
mm.
great people can make decisions like that,
Yeah, they can
and
really,
they
can't
know
they?
when to cut it, and they know, and it's such a skill to know
Mm,
when to cut something off. And I think it's such a skill, instead of, because I think a lot of people do the whole like, I've spent so many years on this, so why would I
mm,
quit now? Or I've spent, even relationships,
yeah.
people are like, we've been together 5 years, like, but if something isn't working
It's not
across the
working.
board, it's not working. And if you
Mm,
have the foresight to be like, no, cut it, I think it's
mm.
class.
That's, yeah,
It's
that
really,
is
really
so
cool.
good. And I think the most intelligent people do that as well. Like
Mm.
even in relationships. Sorry for the hiccup. Yeah, even in relationships, like I think that that is so good. You know that people have that ability. So I'm getting cozy now, guys.
I know. I'm so cozy. I'm like, do you know what? Podcasting from bed isn't that bad.
So good. Guys, extensions out as well. I feel naked.
Your hair is a lot longer than mine though, naturally. Your natural hair is long. Like
Yeah.
it's not is it just the thickness though? Like is that
No, it's actually very thick. I had to straighten it today to try get it to calm down a bit, and it's still like it's very healthy in fairness to it. Like even when I was getting them out, Lorraine was like, "Oh my God, like your hair is so healthy. I can never get over when you get your hair extensions out, like how healthy it still is underneath." And I'm like,
that's great.
"What you say about my hair?"
I'm
um,
thriving.
but I'm gonna try do the 3 weeks because I'm doing that thing. I got the oils and the scalp
Yeah.
massagers that you sent me because I do listen to you,
I'm
and
so
I'm
happy
doing
you
that at the
listened to me.
moment. So we slay.
Healthy hair journey, honestly, is I was actually only saying it to myself yesterday. It's such a process. Like
It is
growing
such a
your
process.
hair,
Yeah.
like taking care of your hair.
Hmm.
Like I
I
just want once my hair is down to my ass, it's over for you bitches. Do you know what I mean?
literally, it's over. I think you would have been so close as well had you not bleached.
Oh, it would be now.
Oh, it would be.
Had
Mm.
I gone back to brown after my red hair phase, like
The red hair
ginger,
was so slay.
because the red hair didn't like the red didn't damage.
That red hair was so class on you. I actually think the two best colors you've been is this color, you're close to your natural color, and your red hair. Those two eras,
The red
honestly.
hair era was, yeah. I don't know why I didn't stay
When
with
did
that
you do
longer.
that? Did you go to
Um,
blonde after that? You did. Oh yeah, and it was like,
yeah,
yeah.
that's where,
Yeah.
and like I knew, I
Mm.
knew like red to blonde is like the hardest because it's like
It's
they're just
literally the
totally opposite of each
worst.
other.
They're
Yeah.
like on the color wheel. They're so like so
Because
hard.
you have to kill all the red in your hair to get
Yeah.
anyway. But yeah, my hair would be down to my ass by now if I didn't do that. But you know what?
Life is
Everything
short.
happens for a reason.
And also, I'm
Life
glad
is
that you
short and so is my hair.
I'm glad you said that because I'm also in the position now where I think like I won't have the patience to grow out my natural root. Because basically, what I want people to know is I wanted like a drag root, right? Kind of,
Mm-hmm.
and then into like blonde and leave this color blonde at the end. But Emma said, you know, you'll have to let your natural root grow out. And I just said, life is short. Why should I do that? You know what I mean? I don't have the patience for that. If there was another lockdown, I couldn't dye my hair. Yeah, cool, I'd do it. Like, but no, you know?
You're not, so what are you gonna do? Just blonde? Just keep the blonde?
Yeah, but I'm
Why
gonna
don't
throw in
you
some
just
low
like
lights and a
scalp
root
bleach it?
smudge. Oh yeah, I could, I suppose.
Because like scalp bleach every time you're only bleaching the roots. You're not re-bleaching,
The
and because your
hair.
hair is so white anyway,
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know. I'll have to see. I really don't know what the fuck I'm gonna do, to be honest. Sorry for cursing. What is wrong with me? Like every podcast, not a bother. But yeah. What
Not
did
a
you do
bother.
for the weekend to make yourself feel good, Rebecca?
Oh, I journaled
Yeah.
so much, but I think the thing with journaling is you just have to write whatever it is comes into your head, but then the getting clear is the why. So like, why do I
Mm,
feel like this? And why? And just keep asking yourself why?
yeah.
And that's how I really got to like the root of
What you
where
were feeling.
all the feelings were coming from. Because initially, I don't want to really go, I can't go into the specifics of a lot of it.
Yeah,
But
we'll tell that
when
at
it,
the live show.
yeah, but when, but when it, like, when I was first feeling sad, I was like, am I feeling sad because of this like surface level reason?
Yeah.
And I was like, no, like that level of emotion isn't warranted to that. Like it just doesn't really make sense.
Mm,
Like the level of emotion. So I like the more layers I got deeper and deeper and deeper into the journaling, I was like, oh, this is the
what
issue.
is, yeah, and what is
This is
bringing up.
actually the issue at heart. And everything
Mm,
I've been doing for the last 6 months has just been to distract myself
about this.
about this, or like to pretend it wasn't
Yeah.
happening, or to not even like allow my brain to go there. Do you know what I mean?
Mm, yeah, I get
So
that.
journaling really helped, and just allowing myself to feel the feelings, honestly, because I think a lot of the time, and I was vulnerable on my Instagram story, which I actually think helped.
I was so proud of you for that as well. I texted you, I was like, "I'm so proud," and you were like,
I
"Don't get me
cried mid
started."
like mid the story, like, and it's so funny
Yeah.
because I had like full face of makeup on, and I was like, what, I literally was like, today I didn't want to wake up. Like, and
Mm,
that's such a, like, when I was
yeah.
watching back, I was like, that's a statement.
Yeah, that is a statement. Like, it just
Like,
goes to show that how severe you are feeling, like.
I just didn't, but it wasn't like I like, it was like I didn't want to go wake up, as in I just kept going back to sleep. I was like, I'm not
Mm,
doing life today. Like
yeah.
I'm not doing it. I can't do it. I won't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't see a reason in doing it.
Mm,
Which was, and then I was like, hold on now.
yeah.
Like, and it's not like anything tragic happened. It's like no one died.
Nothing happened. Yeah, it
Like
just
nothing happened.
but
It
isn't
was
it so
just,
weird that sometimes like the smallest things can bring these emotions up for us and then they're there at the surface and we are forced to deal with them. Do you know what I
I
mean?
was so forced. Like,
Mm,
I was so forced. And I think that's, everything that's happened in my life the last 6 weeks, I think was leading me to this week.
this. Yeah, I agree.
So there wasn't one decision I could have made differently,
Mm,
because what all the little decisions I made like led me. But yeah, so I journal loads. I just cried. I actually didn't really leave the house. I did get up though Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I did get up, like go live on TikTok, do my makeup.
yeah,
Before Friday, there,
there
I
was
was in bed
nothing.
for
Yeah.
like 2 days straight.
Mm,
Like I did not leave my bed
yeah,
all day Wednesday and all day Thursday.
that's crazy. Sorry, the mouth is gone again.
No,
The eyes
that's okay.
aren't going
I
though,
can
which is
keep
a good thing.
talking.
Isn't it so
But
crazy? But no, I'm so like proud that you were so vulnerable on your stories because like, do you remember what we like, which I thought it was actually so weird that it happened like really soon after we did the therapy podcast because like when I was like, oh, sometimes when you're in these things like and you tell people, oh, I feel like this, it makes other people not feel crazy that you feel like that. Do you know what I mean?
yeah, and I think that's the thing with like being relatable and being on the internet, because I always say like, oh, I want to be positive, I want to uplift people, I want to tell people what like their confidence and their mindset. But when I was feeling so bad, I was like, you know, choosing, like by the time Friday came around, it was very much so I had got to the point where I had to choose. Like I had to
Yeah.
draw a line under it. I had to be like, okay, how are we? And I didn't choose by like, doing anything that would be harmful to me. I didn't try to ignore it by, because there were so many times that I was like, I'd love a fucking Malibu.
Yeah,
But I
I
was like,
know.
that's not
That's just
going to help
you're just kind of
anything.
covering up the problem when you do it like that. Do you
Yeah.
know what I mean?
And I was like, there was so many times where I was like, I'd love a drink. I'd
Mm,
love to just not think about this right now. But
mm,
like I just knew that I had to go through it, Joe, that kind of way. So
Jesus.
that's what I did. And it gave me a really fun revelation, which I'm going to be actively working on over the next few weeks.
Yes, you will. I think even like it's kind of like reignited you. I feel like now you're back in your like productive like queen, like on top of your on your Zoom shit. Do you know what I mean? Like the thing you're doing tomorrow now. Well, it'll
Yeah,
be
I'm
done
so
by the
excited.
time this comes out.
It will
Yeah.
be done. I'm doing an astrology class and
Yeah.
I only decided to do it last week. When
That's
did I
so
decide
cool.
to do it? I
Well,
don't
you
know when
might
I
be
just
doing another one after this one, so it's
yeah,
good to
I
know that
want to
you're
do a lot more because I think a lot of people are craving like connection in that way. And I think
mm,
whatever about the astrology and like me talking about it and teaching people about that, because technically you can watch 100 TikTok videos and teach yourself about astrology,
yeah.
but there's no connection in that. And I think the group setting, that's kind of what I'm hoping to foster. And I just think like all summer, like I didn't have any drive or like I didn't want to do anything, but I realized why that was last week.
Mm. And come here to me. Is this a thing where there's like a few people hopping on, you're all on Zoom and you talk about certain things?
Yeah, so I think I'm actually going to do it on YouTube Live because YouTube Live has a little chat box
Oh,
and you
lovely.
can make a private so it's
Link.
only the people who have like signed
That's
up for
so
it
cool.
because I think a lot of the people who are joining are Irish and Irish people don't like being on camera.
No, they don't. And
So
I actually think that's a better idea because I was like, if you did it on Zoom, like I know I don't can't imagine a lot of people would turn their cameras on.
no,
Although I
and
think
they
you can have that option of like not having it on too, but YouTube's better for you.
yeah, I think YouTube's better and I think, people probably just wouldn't use it and also with YouTube you can like save it. So I'm doing an astrology class tomorrow, which I'm very excited for. And I've had
Yay!
like a good few people sign up. Now, not a crazy amount of people, but also I don't want a crazy amount of people.
No, God, that would
Uh
be so pressurizing, wouldn't it? It'd be so intense.
yeah, and I just think as well for like the connection of it all, I think like back in 2021 when I lived in Dubai, I was doing the confidence
Mm.
coaching online. That was so much fun.
Yeah.
I'll never forget my feeling. I was literally over there in my room when I did my first ever one, and like my desk was up against the wall. And I'll never ever forget how I felt like after the first one I ever did. And I was like, this is fucking class.
Yeah, that's so good. I'm proud of you, girl. Look
Yeah,
at you
thanks.
actively working towards your goals. Goal
That's me.
slayer.
That's me.
Um, I feel like I had something else that I wanted to talk about and I can't think about it on my head. Have you read If He Had Been With Me yet? Actually, I've been meaning to ask you.
No, I was gonna, but then I was like, I'm already crying.
Oh
So
yeah, so fair. So fair. God, I wouldn't put you through that now. That is quite a tough thing. But I thought that I would give people some cozy book recommendation because the last day
oh
for
lovely.
Rebecca, she was having a really tough day, so I gave her three options of things that she should have done.
And you
Um,
gave me a list. It was class.
I was like, you've got options because I know like one of them I could send a long list and then you're like, oh, there's so much to do on this, I'm not gonna do it. But like there was like four or five things in each one. So I for anyone who's like kind of like it's going into like this cozy season now, you're not going out as much. Maybe you're saving up for Christmas or you just have no interest in it and you're finding that you've a lot more spare time on your own. And you want to kind of partake in reading, but you don't want to be like on the really serious side of reading of like these big books and like all of this. I thought that some really easy romances for you to get into it would be a good setting. So if you like romances, guys, my first recommendation would be all four of the Twisted series. They're so good. I really need to get Rebecca to read them because your opinion on men will change after you did this. Like I feel like there's severities of like romance. Like you start with this and then you move into other ones. And then I would say maybe her was it Icebreaker? Icebreaker. I was gonna say that Heartbreaker, Icebreaker. Icebreaker would be my second recommendation. And then my third one would be Verity by Colleen Hoover. I'm not a massive Colleen Hoover fan, but that book was fantastic. And I often wonder to myself, if she can write thriller books that good and there's a bit of romance in it, why doesn't she just do that all the time? Because, like, all her romances, they don't rub me up the right way, if that makes sense.
They don't hit you the same as her thrillers do.
I just feel like when I'm reading the books, they're very, like, yank when I'm reading them. They're too American. Do you know what I mean? And it's
Okay.
hard. I try to explain to people when they're reading that Colleen Hoover is realism. So why people probably love her so much is they can probably relate in some way. But the books I'm recommending are escapism. It's kind of you get to escape from reality when you're reading them, and nothing
Yes.
around you is real. You know what I mean? But yeah, also I think some of her stuff is a bit crazy. Have you like some of the books are just they dabble with a lot of very serious topics, I think, and perpetuate a lot of serious narratives around certain circumstances, which I don't think as a writer, like, you have to have free reign, but it's also kind of question mark over some of them, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So yeah, so they're my three recommendations on books. So if anybody needs any, that's
Some autumn winter book recommendations.
yes. Will you catch me up on I feel like there was drama recently with Tana and someone, was there?
Tana Mojo.
Yeah, was that not on last week's council pod? Or did
Like
I?
the drama with her and the wine lady, is it?
Oh no, I'm caught up on that. I feel like there's something I'm not caught up on.
Um, I don't think so. Well, I know that she had Jojo Siwa on her
Oh,
most
did
recent
she?
episode.
Oh
Yes,
my
but that
god.
was filmed. So Jojo Siwa basically, Jojo and Colleen, who did the apology
Yes.
with the guitar,
Oh yeah, weird.
Miranda sings.
Yeah.
So I think Jojo went on a different podcast and kind of showed a level of support for Colleen.
Oh.
I don't think it was more so much so support. I think it was kind of like, well, she's never done anything bad to me kind of thing, which is,
Yeah.
I think, a very like early 20s kind of mindset
Yeah, it is 100%.
or a problematic mindset. You know, it's like Ashton
Mm.
and Mila when they were like, well, your man has never done anything to us.
Mm.
Uh, so I think that podcast came out, but Tana and Brooke had already recorded with JoJo.
Mm.
So it was they kind of the episodes came out at the same time, but obviously Tana and Brooke had Trisha Paytas on
Mm.
before that, and obviously Tana has no time for Colleen because of the way Colleen treated Trisha.
Yeah.
So a lot of people were like, "How are you even airing this episode with JoJo now?" After
Mm.
comments.
And what did she say?
I think they said they're going to address it on the next episode, which isn't out till Friday. But also, I think when you're dealing with people like that and personalities in the public eye, like so many people are going to have so many different opinions. And
Mm.
obviously, like there's a lot of people you shouldn't give a platform to. But
Mm.
Jojo Siwa didn't say anything about Colleen in Tana's episode.
Yeah.
They were talking about different things. And
Mm.
like Jojo Siwa is obviously a plethora of things. Like she's not
Yeah,
just
of course, she's a business, yeah.
yeah. So I think, of course they were going to still air the episode. Like it's just because JoJo, whatever she said about Colleen, I don't 100% know.
Mm.
Like that's not going to change her and Tana's relationship per se, like business wise. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And there's probably contracts involved. There's probably,
Yeah.
all these different things. So I think that's the kind of only drama there. And then what else? Oh, Joe and Sophie.
Oh my god, yes, that's gone so crazy, Rebecca, like,
He like what hid the kids' passports?
he literally just won't give them back to her, and, like, it's so crazy because like, I feel like whenever he breaks up with someone, like, his PR team spins such a negative narrative about them. Like, when I saw somebody go through all of the times he's broken up with someone and how he addressed it and all this shit, and it's like, "You're literally trash." Like,
Well,
in
he
the best way
famously,
possible.
sorry, I don't mean to cut you off.
No, you're
Actually, I need
fine.
to address that in a second. But he broke up with Taylor Swift in a
Mm.
27-second phone call. And her song Last Kiss, the intro, because the song's about Joe, is 27 seconds to like the music playing. So you'll have to listen to that after this
Oh,
podcast.
I'm
The
gonna have to do my
intro,
homework on this
the intro is exactly 27 seconds long. And
to
it's
show how
it's to
quick it is,
show
like,
how quick Like that's how he broke up with her over a 27-second phone call.
She's going to
27 seconds.
do you see
And now
she's
she's gone for dinner with Sophie.
but you see she's also dating Travis Kelce.
That has been all over my.
Love.
There's so many like signs and synchronicities in that relationship. It's mad. And I was also looking at the astrology.
And update me, have you watched Hot Mess by Alex Earl?
No, I
It's
haven't.
so fucking good.
I
It's
need to
like
watch
it's like
that.
more of like a YouTube rather than a podcast, I would say.
Really. I need to watch that, and I need to
Yeah.
watch the Call Her Daddy episode with see, I when I was
Really
away,
good as well.
I wasn't
Yeah, you weren't using your phone. And in fairness, like I think you're right when you're like away with your friends, like going up to Dublin, like you don't get to see them a lot. You're better just to be on your phone, you know?
yeah, I did a bit of a I actually did a digital detox. I forget we haven't recorded in 2 weeks. So like
Two
it's not
weeks.
just
I
last
know.
weekend, it's the weekend like
Yeah.
before.
I know, look at
Um
us. Like we're actually doing quite well now though. Like I'm glad that we're testing this out because like we were just saying, guys, Rebecca will literally move at the drop of a hat, so she could be gone in 2 weeks. So we need to get into the habit of this just in case.
just in case
Never
I
know.
get in a plane and don't come back.
And you
I
know
think
what? That wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, girly. Like, you know, if you need that, you need that.
mm, mm, yeah,
Say.
so I did a digital detox. It was fun. And I also need to address something to the podcast. This is very serious, right? This theme has been coming up so much in my life recently for so many different reasons other than what I'm about to address. And I've referenced it on the podcast before. I've
Yeah.
referenced the fact that I am, and I know you shouldn't diagnose yourself with these things, but I'm very self-aware and I am 99.9% sure I have ADHD. And I think for anyone close to me in my life, it's not a fucking question,
Yeah, pretty
you
much.
know?
I think we're
Like,
all very aware of it.
yeah, and I think I do. And one of the symptoms of my undiagnosed ADHD, I actually saw Madeline Argy put it up on her story today about the diagnosis because she
Did
was
you get it?
no, she wants it's £1,000. It's so expensive
Yeah,
to
it
get
is quite expensive,
and for
especially as an
women, it's
adult.
hard.
Yeah. And because especially with women, you only kind of show it in later in life as well, which is weird.
And it presents differently. So anyway, Madeline Argy had it on her story and she was like, for everyone that works with me, yada yada yada. And it has a lot of different like symptoms and whatever, but one of them is interrupting people because my brain, right, my undiagnosed ADHD brain works in a way of if I'm in a conversation with you and I'm listening to you and I care about you, I will speak over you.
Mm-hmm. But to a normal person, that comes off really rude.
To a normal person, to a
Yeah.
normal person, that's rude. The way and I don't think my Mercury and my Mars help this because I also have
Yeah.
my Mercury and Mars in Aries, which is a fire sign.
Mm.
So that combined with my queried ADHD,
Yeah. Yeah.
my brain is working. If I'm working with people, I had the therapist that I did the retreats with.
Mm.
We our brains would work quite similarly. So when we used to have calls, because I used to like do a lot of work stuff with her, like
Mm-hmm.
her website and everything like that.
Mm-hmm.
When we used to have calls, we used to get like a 12-hour call done in 30 minutes. Like our
Mm.
brains would be like working so fast. So if I'm with someone who I can like bounce off, they did,
Mm-hmm.
my brain works at a mile a minute. But if I have a thing that comes into my head, if I don't say it,
Mm.
it's
Gone.
it's left the
Yeah.
chat.
It's left the chat. It's left the
It will
planet.
never come back. And so if I'm in a conversation with you and I'm like
Mm.
this,
You should really like try get diagnosed though, because you know I don't know if I said it on this podcast, but it's fine that I'm saying this now. But I basically took Adderall for my exams when I was in college. I know you're not supposed to do it if you're not like you're not prescribed them, and I mightn't have sourced them in the best way either. But anyway, I took the Adderall for my exams, and I did find when I took them that like say if an idea came into your head and you had to write it down. Like say if I remembered a certain case because I did law, I'd write down like, oh, the case and the name or whatever, like so I wouldn't forget it. But when you take the
mhm,
Adderall, you can like pause the thought and come back to it.
that
Like you
would
can
be
literally
so
pause it.
amazing.
Yeah, it's so good. Like I remember just like pausing it in my head, writing, and like I just kept writing, and then I let the thing in that I was thinking of.
I know that apparently, like, I think that's why caffeine doesn't really affect me
Yeah,
because
it calms you
all,
down.
yeah, because all ADHD is like you're constantly searching for the serotonin.
Yeah,
You're so serotonin driven.
that's
So, like,
crazy.
and I think it's, I saw this, I was trying to find out on my phone there. I saw this post and I thought I saved it. Joe, when you see a post and you think you save it and you mean to save it, and then you go into your saved and you're like, where the fuck
Is this?
is it? But it was basically like this checklist of like someone who has ADHD, and it's like everything you think could be wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. I don't know where it is. But basically, anyway, I am well aware that I interrupt Neve many times on this
And
podcast.
she's working on it, guys.
I'm actively working on it. And I think sometimes what helps is when you're telling a story or something, when I have a thought,
Mm,
I type it down
yeah,
because I can do that. I can stay listening. That actually works better for me if
yeah,
I'm listening to you and I'm typing. Like, I'm the best multitasker.
yeah.
Like, there's so many good things about it, but I also like when you're in a conversation with me, I will talk over you. Or like if someone's like saying something and they're like, "Oh yeah, my dog died last month." I'll be
Mm.
like, "Oh my God, my dog died too." And it's not me being no, but it's not
Oh, I
me.
can't with you. I know it's not. It's just that it's so funny. If you were like, my dog died, and I'd be like, my dog
But no, because that's me
died.
being like, "Oh my God, I
You're
can
so
relate to you."
funny. I
Like,
know, but that's such a funny example.
no, because I did that recently.
Did you? Oh, Jesus.
I did it.
In
Of course
Dublin.
I did.
Of
I was
course you
drinking though at the time as well, so I don't think, when you're drinking it's
you're like, I
different.
get you. My dog also died.
Yeah, or someone was saying a story about like they were like, "Oh yeah, like my they were saying something about something and they were like, "Oh, my closest friend is like gay and he's been in a relationship for 5 years, so he's not really a good judge of
Yeah.
whatever." And I was like, "Oh my God, same, like my really close friend who's also gay has been in a relationship for
Josh.
10 years." Of course.
Why
But
do we bring him up on every
to
podcast? I love
normal
that man.
people, they're like, "Why are you trying to one up me, or why are you trying to make this about you?"
You're just trying to relate to them.
I'm
Yeah, I
just
get
trying to
that.
relate.
Hmm.
So
I
I'm like,
agree.
I relate to you. So I
I
don't
get you,
need
boo.
to interrupt. I get, I understand. I just want to, but I definitely have it. But yeah, it is really hard to get a diagnosis.
Yeah, especially like this late, and it's so much money as well.
It's so much money. And like I know there are things like I follow a lot of people on TikTok because you can manage it. Like if you're supposed to have a high protein meal first thing in the day,
Hmm.
that manages it for some
That's
reason.
really good because it's if you have protein as your first meal, it regulates your sugar spikes throughout the day. That's it.
Yes.
Hmm.
So it also regulates your brain.
Yeah.
So there's like different things I can do. Going on walks is really good. I take
And you do
berberine.
that in fairness to you. You do actively
I can't
try.
even
Yeah.
imagine how I would be.
If you didn't do your hot girl walks and you took your berberine.
But then again, I don't think I'd be the person that I am. Like I wouldn't be able to do the immediate, like I was in a conversation with someone recently who has like a very normal job, or not a very normal job, it's actually a very cool job. The person I was with was like, "Oh, explain what you do
Hmm.
in like so many words." And I was like, "Oh, it's really fucking hard," because I was like,
I
I'm
hate
very,
when they ask me as well. I can't.
because I'm like, I'm drawn by what excites me.
Mm,
So this month, astrology is exciting me. So I will, to the best of my ability, earn my money this month via astrology.
mm,
Next month, it could be confidence. It could be the podcast. It could be my YouTube channel. It could be TikTok brand deals. I don't fucking know.
mm,
But as soon as the interest goes, there's nothing I can do.
mm.
Like, it's like I'm paralyzed. Like, it's like nothing in this world could make me do the thing. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? And I was explaining that to her. I was like, "Oh, I really just go by like what I'm passionate about that month." Like, I was like, I do
Mm.
so many different things. I have so many different passion projects, and I'll leave them on pause for a while and then come back to them. She was like, "That sounds terrifying."
Yeah,
And
to
I
like
was
a
like,
normal person that would
yeah,
though,
but I
yeah.
was like, to me, what you do sounds terrifying.
Yeah, that's so fair. Isn't it so funny? Because like I was only thinking the last day, God, like I don't know what I was watching some program, they're all working in an office, and I was like, I would hate if I had to go back to a corporate job again. Like I would hate it. It would be my worst nightmare. Like I
Someone
couldn't
telling
even
us
put
what to
it.
do.
It's not even telling me what to do because I can take direction, no problem. I think it's just the politics, like the office politics, the clickiness, it's
Yeah.
crazy. Like I couldn't go back to that. Do you know what I mean? Like I'm so fortunate that I'm in the position I am now because I wouldn't be able to do that like at all. Do you know what I mean? It's so crazy. I'm trying to think. I think I had
And
something.
also, like, I suppose like when you're working in an office, there's so much like forced social,
Friendships. Yeah.
and you can get like very stuck with like only being friends with your colleagues as well.
Yeah, you can't, especially the older you get, I feel like
Yeah.
that's kind of your life. I think we should do like a little,
Oh my
don't
God.
know,
Wait, I found the
event close to
checklist.
Christmas. Oh, what's the checklist?
All right. Okay. This is when I saw this, I meant to send this to you. I don't know why I didn't.
Who did this now?
So it's just a random post that came up on TikTok or no,
Okay.
on Instagram, but it says the thing is ADHD induced happiness. A checklist of possible reasons I am upset to review when I can't seem to figure it out. Number one, did not eat.
You out the door.
Number two, new hyperfixation and no time for it.
Hmm.
Number three, have not done anything creative in 24 hours. Number four, clothes touching my body. Number
Weak.
five, people. Number six, one comment stuck in my brain like a popcorn kernel. Last time I drank water was question mark. Last hug was question mark. Lonely. Have not seen sunlight in 24 hours, stuck inside, too much screen time, overwhelm, room is a disaster area, have not talked to a person in a while, bored, imposter phenomenon, no current routine, how long have I been working, question mark, too much socialization, and then I may consider there's something actually wrong. So like
Weak.
all those little things are like things that like would like day-to-day basis I could check off at least seven.
Crazy. So true though.
But obviously, it's not like I saw that checklist and I was like, oh my God, I have ADHD.
I know,
Like,
no, I think you felt it your whole life growing up as well though, do you know?
I actually didn't, it was only in the last 2 or 3 years. But when I look back on my childhood, it
Mm,
makes so much sense because girls who have ADHD when they're young are like
they can't get
overachiever.
diagnosed. Oh
They're overachiever.
yeah.
Yeah. So they mask it really, really well. And like, or a big comment is like a teacher being like, they've so much potential. They just are chatterbox, can't focus, blah, blah,
You
blah.
out there writing your letters to Josh Loam in the middle of class. Weak. No, I definitely think you should go for it just because I think it
I
makes
really
life a
don't
bit
want to spend the
easier.
money to get the fucking.
Well, you
You
manage it
either have
well
to go
enough.
public or private, and I think in Ireland the
Yeah,
public.
public is years. Imagine me if I had to do public. I think I'd be in trouble with my eyes. I had to go private because of my eye thing. Like,
Yeah, it's so bad.
God
Our healthcare
damn
system is
it. It's so
also
tragic.
like you know me. I'm a hippie. I'm not getting medicated. Like I'm not taking Adderall.
Amen, amen, sister, amen. What I was gonna say is me and Rebecca were thinking about maybe doing some sort of fun night for the podcast leading up to Christmas. So if anyone is interested, please reply to our DM in the Pay Attention Podcast Instagram because we just want to get a rough gauge of numbers so we can see who'd be interested in having a little fun night. We haven't decided exactly what it's going to be yet, but I think that we will do something fun.
Yeah, we want to do something for
The local
the
girlies,
local listeners
the local
of Pay
listeners,
Attention.
yeah.
The thing with me is like, like in my brain, I'm like, oh, can we not plan it now and do it in 2 weeks? Because like, no, but me, I'm like, Christmas is so far away. Like, if
Yeah,
there's
I
no
suppose we could if we
urgency,
got, yeah, do you know what? We'll put up a thing on Instagram after this and see who's interested in it for a local one, and we could do one in like 2 weeks, yeah, 2, 3 weeks.
yeah, we want to do like a little night or
Mm.
a
We
little
want
something.
like a night or an evening, and like it doesn't have to be if you're not a drinker, you don't have to drink if you come kind of a vibe. We want to make it inclusive to everyone, so
Hmm. Yeah, we've been thinking of that. And I think that's a big theme of the next few months. It's like, how can we create
Mm-hmm.
in our own lives? Because I think both of us living at home, and I think the podcast has really helped with this for both of us, or definitely has
Yeah.
helped me with like connection. So
Mm-hmm.
I
I
think
agree.
the more connection people can foster, the better.
100% queens. So, on that note, thank you for listening. What episode are we on now, Rebecca?
It's episode 16. So technically it's
Is
like
it
four
16 or
months.
17?
No, I think it's 16.
Oh,
I could be wrong. I
I
think
can't.
last week's was 15. Or was it?
Or was it?
Or was it?
I just think
Hold
we're
on.
on episode 17. I could be wrong. It's
Uh
hard to know when we pre-record them, isn't it? Like,
Went out 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. No, this is episode 16. So
okay,
exactly 4 months, like if you count months and weeks.
four
So we're
months
exact
later, we're
4 months
talking
is
about.
crazy.
I know. I feel
Because
like
you
I've
know,
known you my whole life now after these 4 months. Fucking hell.
oh my God, do you know what someone said on my live the last day? They were like, we love seeing like your and Neo's relationship like coming together.
Oh, that's so cute.
And I
Why is that
cried.
making me emotional? Why is that why is that making me emotional? It's true though, we are after getting very close. Like I didn't expect us to get that close, but here we are.
Here, like, bitch, where have you been all my life? Do you
Like
know what
we're
I
so
mean?
comfortable with each other now. Rebecca will send me a load of voice notes and I text her and I'm like, is this important or can it wait till the morning? I'm tired.
I'm like, no, it's
It
not
can
that
wait till the
important.
morning.
It's a rant about God only knows what, like.
It's so funny because like she even tries her best to try summarize for me and like she'll be like, this is the last one and three voice notes later she's like, shit, I'm so sorry.
The amount of times, Liam, I've sent, like, when you haven't been on your phone, I've sent like 10.
And then you've deleted them
And
and
then
restarted. I remember one
and I've
day
got it down to 5.
I remember I woke up one day and you it was just a message being like, actually sorry, I had to delete all of them. I need to summarize. I was just rambling again. I was actually so bad.
I think that's a symptom of my undiagnosed ADHD.
I
And
think
I know
so
people might
too.
get annoyed at that, but like I genuinely think I have it. So
Yeah, and I get that.
unless
I
you want to
completely
pay
get
for
why
my
you think it.
assessment.
Please.
Actually, oh my God.
Where's
After
Bob Ross when you need him now? Am I right?
I was just about to tell you a story about that.
Oh my God, don't tell me he's back.
No.
We're so like, love you,
We're
bitch.
like, I
Guys,
hope you enjoyed this podcast episode from bed. I
yeah,
hope
get
the
cozy
audio and
with
everything
us.
turns out good because we could do this. It's autumn now. Like obviously I like being in person with you. It's not like,
Same.
but
If a push comes to shove, at least we know we can do it this way. You know what I mean?
yeah, if we need to, at least we know that we can
Exactly, Queen.
for whatever reason.
Hopefully my eyes should be fine now after the next few days. It's been 24 hours now and they haven't rolled back. So we're just hoping, but it's still very sensitive and I still have that headache, so I'm just waiting to see. But I'm glad that we could improvise and what is it? Believe, dream, achieve. I was fucking up whenever I say it anyway. But guys,
Dream,
thank
believe, achieve. Is that
whatever
what
the
you were going to say?
whatever the one is, Queen. I don't know which one I'm trying to talk. Guys, thank you for chilling with us in our beds today and talking to us. And yeah, thank
We'll
you for
see you
listening
next
to our
week.
podcast. Oh, and also vote for us in the Listener's Choice Awards. It's still open.
Oh,
It's still open. I completely
is it?
forgot. Yeah, it's still open. So thanks, guys. Bye.
Ciao.
Okay, I'll just go to
Ciao,
sleep.
Bella. Oh my God.